We take you back to the down in in Cape Town, rather. EFF's Vuyani Pambo is currently speaking. Remember, let's listen in on that planned march in Cape Town, Brackenfell.
So let's come close. Let's come close. Osinyoba, Sanyoba, Osinyoba, no government. 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 Osinyoba, Sanyoba, Amanda, Comrades, let's listen to each other. Let us listen to each other. Comrades in the front. Fighters, let's listen to each other. Come something. Fighters, we're going to have one line here. The marshals are going to be in front. And then from there on, there's going to be another line in front of the marshals. That is the line of the leadership. Are we together? So comrades, Amanda, Emaweni we baba noma, Emaweni amapulos wakebile, Emaweni we baba noma, Emaweni amapulos wakebile, Emaweni we baba noma, Emaweni amapulos wakebile, Emaweni isbete pazoga, Emaweni amapulos wakebile. Thank you very much, comrades. We're about to move. We're about to move now. Sizawusuka ngoku. Masimamela naneni manthethe. Sizawusuka kungekudala. Besicela ke i-marshals zibe zodwa pha phambili. Balandelwe i-leadership, bazawukhokhelwa i-leadership yethu. I-CCT members, i-top 6. Siyavana mos? Siyavana. So, ngiyaniva uba ndifuna ndithethe isiNgesi, ndifuna ndithethe isiXhosa. Ndithethe isiXhosa. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, fighters. We're going. Just let's wait for the signal. Let's all send information. Amanda! Thank you very much.
And there you have it. That is EFF Member of Parliament there, Vuyani Pambo, addressing the EFF members, just telling them the process on how they're going to go about the marching there, saying the first line in front of the marshals, that of course be the leaders of the EFF, and then the members of the EFF will follow thereafter. The question, though, I think the question we've been asking is how will they be able to get the numbers correct? You heard the police saying under no condition whatsoever will they allow more than 100 members. But it seems like there is some sorts or some semblance of Vanessa. I can see you, Vanessa, on camera right now as we speak, as you ready yourself. There does seem to be some sort of readiness by the economic freedom fighters. Vuyani Pambo, they're addressing their followers, saying, look, we're just about to set off in our march. Please stay behind the marshals. The leadership will be in front. The question is, Vanessa, is it going to be 100 or more than that?
Yes, of course, and that has been the bone of contention all morning long as these 100-strong group behind me tried to move down this road towards the school. Of course, the leadership now telling all the hundreds of EFF members behind me that there will be a cordon of marshals, and then of course the leadership of the EFF will indeed then be in front of them. We can see, if I can step out of shot for just a second, you can see some of the members of the leadership taking up their positions in front of the marshals, and of course the rest of the EFF members are there behind them. Now at this point in time I can tell you that we did try to speak to Mr. Dlamini a short while ago. He of course telling us that he won't speak to the media at this point in time. We'll continue trying, of course. I'll just ask my camera colleague Clinton to move with me. We see that there something is happening in terms or in the way of a briefing of sorts. I'll try and get my camera in there to bring you some information in terms of what's happening at this moment in time.
Thinking, no, it's a protest. It comes from a grievance. So we're going to protest. That's what we're doing. So those things over 100, we only hear from them. We are protesting. That's what we're doing. And a protest, we can't be told by those who are protesting against how to protest. They can't clap us and tell us, you must smile now. We're not going to smile. We're going to return the clap. That's what we're doing now. Thank you very much.
Sir, I'm from the SABC. My name is Vanessa. Excuse me, sir, just 1 second for me, please, if you will. We're just trying to get some clarity from you in terms of... We're just trying to get some clarity from you, sir, in terms of... Of course, as you can see, we've tried to get some information from the leadership telling us, or just overhearing him speaking to the rest of the media, saying that they will not be dictated to in terms of how many members can indeed march. So from the sounds of it, it seems as though the EFF members are ready for all of their members at this point. Yes. There's no other conclusion that I can draw because numerous attempts now, as you've seen on camera live, to get some comment, introducing ourselves to the SABC, not wanting to engage with us at this point, it seems. So we are going to just have to go on what we've heard being said, is that the EFF insisting they will not be dictated to, saying that they can't allow the police or whoever to tell them how to protest. So if you ask me, at this point it doesn't look as though the 100 members limit as per the permit will be adhered to, but of course it's a waiting game as the leadership readies to start making their way to the Brackenfell High School. I'm going to ask Clinton, sir, my camera colleague, just to come with me. I know you may just have a bit of a shaky shot there, but we're trying to move all our equipment, the tripod and so on. So I'm just trying to get a sense of exactly what's happening at the front here, so that we can also bring you those visuals. A van parked here with a loudspeaker from where the members were addressed a short while ago, and at this point the looks on the faces of these EFF members are indeed resolute. They say that they have not come here to be dictated to on how to protest, but that they indeed are making their point made and their voices heard here in Brackenfell today.
Yes, Vanessa, well, we hope, as I said, the most important thing is for yourselves to stay safe, whatever happens, as you bring us this live coverage from Brackenfell in Cape Town, and understandably so, maybe for the leadership of the EFF, they are organizing a march. Maybe, as they said, they would likely speak to us after they hand over that memorandum. I'm sure of that. Overall, Vanessa, I understand as well that at the school where we expect them to hand over this memorandum, do we know who is expecting to meet them there and accept it? Do we know what the preparations? I know you said earlier that's where you were waiting for us to come to you. What do we know of where they're going to at the school?
Well, I can tell you that the road has been cordoned off in front of the school. So there are quite a number of high visibility of police as well as law enforcement officials in front of the school. I haven't seen any members of the staff this morning, and neither have I seen any learners. We do know from the education department that the matric learners were allowed to write, and I would assume at a different location, a venue offside from school, because we haven't seen a single learner. Also, the rest of the grades, their exams have been rescheduled. Now, I would understand that it would be possibly a member of the school governing body, the principal. I'm not quite sure at this point, but we'll get back to you with more information once we make our way to that side in front of the gates of the Brackenfell High School. And of course, this memorandum, if one were just to assume what it's going to say, I mean, the EFF have been very vocal and very clear on the reason why they embarked on this protest action, not just here today, but also when the chaos initially broke out at the school last Monday. They were saying that the issue of racism is indeed rife, and that after a private matric party, and one can see, people are adamant and people are upset that only 42 white learners attended that party, the school saying that was not agreed by or not planned by them, but indeed by private members, or rather private parents, and they said everybody was invited, but only the first 100 were allowed to attend that party due to COVID-19 regulations. So that incident on the 17th of October at Vuyani Estate, of course, sparking a few weeks of what we've seen happening outside the school and also in the Brackenfell area. And if I can just throw forward past to earlier this week, we know that there was also a similar action where the PAC tried they attempted to make their way to the school, but of course they were pushed back at the intersection of France Conradi. But they said to us at the time that they would also be out here to support members of the EFF. I can't say that I've seen any members of the PAC here today, although they have promised that they will be here in solidarity. I don't see any branded T-shirts. I could be mistaken because of such a large crowd behind me that I may not have seen any, but at this point I haven't seen any PAC members. And of course we will keep our eyes and ears peeled in terms of what's happening at the moment, and we will keep you up to date as that happens and unfolds.
Vanessa, just to give you a heads up, no stress, SABC News as usual, as we tend to bring you the breaking news as they happen, as we tend to set the agenda in South Africa. We have already set up in front of the school our colleagues in Cape Town center camera there for you, so no need to rush too much, but as long as you are safe. Now let's come back, I think, possibly to how matters work around that in particular region in Brackenfell. We know that initially when the news broke, there was denialism of any racism, in particular from the school, who said they've got nothing to do with the party. We heard the MEC for Education, Ms. Schaefer, came onto this program. I spoke to her and said, look, it has nothing to do with the education department, and they cannot dictate to any private individuals who they invite to a private function, and we should let it go. We've since known the facts now that there were teachers at the said venue, and there has been, well, admission that it was racist of them not to invite black students, in particular because social media from the school itself has somehow spoken about blue-eyed kids, blonde kids as the way to go within the school. Those posts have since been, though, removed from their official Instagram posts.
Yes, we have seen, and you're talking about Instagram, there have been a multitude of comments flooding various forms of social media since this private matric party. Now let me tell you, and I will reiterate again what about the school governing body, the Department of Education have insisted that they neither arranged the party, that it was not done under the auspices of the school, but it was indeed a private party. Now the question comes in, and this of course is the question highlighted by the EFF, is that why there were teachers present at that function. In their minds, that would mean that the school was legitimizing it, or rather their participation in the event. Part of the initial calls of the EFF was for those teachers to be suspended. Now, I know that the Education MEC did say that an investigation will be launched. As I'm standing here at the moment, I'm not sure whether an outcome has yet been reached, but at the time, the department did say that teachers were free to attend any private function as they were invited. Can I also just say that the school governing body has been adamant that the invitation was extended to all learners, but that only the first 100 were allowed to participate in the event due to COVID-19 regulations, and then of course them saying that the fact that only the 42 white learners ended up attending is indeed not due to black students being excluded, but saying that those were the first students that actually paid the, I think, 500 Rand entry fee and actually attended this private party held on the 17th of October. I can tell you that the weather out here is blistering hot, but it doesn't seem as though that is deterring any member of the EFF, as we still await any further movement. They are still gathered at this very same spot. Marshals are in place. The leadership has not yet again addressed these members. We are standing by. Police are still maintaining their cordon, and we will definitely keep you up to date with all the latest news as it breaks here in Brackenfell today.
Vanessa Puna, SABC News senior reporter, thank you very much once again indeed. As I said, we keep our pictures on you because we want to keep our viewers up to date with what's happening in Cape Town. So please do not switch off. As you said, on camera right now, we've got two shots. We've got the shot where you can see police in the background. I'm assuming that's where the school is. So we're trying to make sure that we've got our viewers covered in every angle as you bring us the latest from Brackenfell. Of course, the EFF already earlier in the day. Vanessa, thank you very much. Earlier in the day, we saw the EFF. They were, fired upon with water cannons, stun grenades, as well as, a lot of people saying, in fact, rubber bullets. But although we have not confirmed that, EFF there saying they're going to march on to the school regardless. Now, the police, we heard a short while ago when we came to Vanessa, the police saying only 100 people. The permit, the certificate for marching or protesting by the EFF says only 100 people will march. Vanessa has been reporting the whole morning that there's more than 100 people, close to 500 to 600, she's estimating. And we heard there, Vuyani Pambo saying nobody will dictate to the EFF on 100 people. They will march on as they've planned. We heard Marshal Dlamini saying, on the ground, Mr. Policeman, we've got more than the 100 people. Can you help us contain the issue? The police adamant that no, only 100 will march to the school. We'll keep an eye on that, so do stay tuned to SABC News channel. As you can see, those pictures hopefully will be glued to your screen as we bring the latest from Brackenfell.